Today's event is called Connection to Conversion, Building Your Bottom Line from the Top. It implies a high-level starting point with a profitable end result. Now, marketing is a pretty big world. Have you noticed? I mean, marketing is just enormous. And of course, with electronic media, marketing has just expanded tremendously in our lifetime. And sometimes things get foggy. There are so many options in marketing that sometimes it's difficult to see clearly. It doesn't help that as small business owners we're faced with so many things, it's impossible to keep up. As business owners, we wear a lot of different hats. I like to say that we are all IT people. Why? Because, well, if there's human resources, we do it. If there's something related to production, customer service, billing, taxes, we do it. So until we learn to delegate and get more people, we're doing it. So I like to say the small business owners, we are all IT people. And it's easy to fall into the trap of getting pulled into tactical thinking and tactical considerations instead of working from a viewpoint of strategic clarity. But having clarity is a huge advantage in life and in business. There's a theme that shows up in some of my conversations with Bill Purnett and some of the others in E for E. We like to talk about the idea of systems and processes. I'm a firm believer that order is a whole lot better than chaos. Can you relate? I like order a whole lot better than chaos. Order brings clarity of thought that leads to better planning and better execution. So systems, processes, and methodologies turn chaos into order, and it makes life and business better. Today I want to share a concept with you. It's an approach to help you think strategically about your business in ways that then can be applied tactically. We'll talk about your brand, and we'll talk about finding the sweet spot of your business, and we'll talk about how it applies to your marketing efforts in general, and then specifically we'll talk about how it relates to your website, your web performance, and your rankings. Business DNA is a process that's designed to help you do three things: make marketing easier, attract more of the business you want, and enjoy higher profit margins. Now this morning I'll take you through some of the key elements of the business DNA process. So here's a heads up. We're going to cover a lot of material today, and so I'm going to ask you to, you want to take notes, but pay attention, but here's a bonus. We are recording today's session, and this will be on the E for E website. So you'll have access to, on the free side, you'll have access to a portion of the presentations, but as an E for E member, then you would have access to the entire presentation along with everything else in the membership site. Membership is under $100 a year. It gives you access to everything that we have and half price on these events. So I said all that to say that we are going to run kind of fast with this presentation today. So put on your seat belts and let's get ready to have some fun this morning. There are 3 points behind the theory of business DNA. The first point is this: your business is at its best when you're working from its sweet spot. What do I mean by a sweet spot? How many of you have ever played a racket sport here? Let me see your hand. So I used to play racquetball. When I was younger, faster, and thinner, I played a lot of racquetball. And I discovered that with every tennis racket, racquetball racket, there's something called a sweet spot. And it's somewhere in the middle of the racket. And the sweet spot is where when you hit the ball in your sweet spot, that's where you get the most power and accuracy from your stroke. Well, what does that have to do with business? What is a business sweet spot? Well, when you're in your business sweet spot, it means that you're addressing needs that people really have. And you're providing goods and services that you can consistently deliver well. It also means that you're not trying to meet needs that people don't really have. And it also means that you're not trying to deliver goods and services that are outside of your core strengths. Sometimes the things that we say no to helps us as much as anything. So the second point behind the theory of business DNA is this: you are far more likely to attract the business you want and filter out the business you don't want when your marketing communications reflect your business sweet spot and speak directly to your customers' interests. Then there's a third point behind business DNA, and that's this: your margins and your bottom line will improve when you learn to compete on value rather than on price.